What's up, Peace Giant fans? I just want to say something, real quick. I normally don't watch Colin Cowherd, but he actually said something that I was watching the facility, and I had to turn because LaShawn McCoy was hating again. You know, he's a Pennsylvania dude, and he's a Philly player and he just hates the Giants. You could see the hatred in him, and that's understandable. You know what I mean? When you've won as many Super Bowls as the Giants have, you've dominated that division after the Cowboys had their run. Um, it was, and it was neck and neck with Philly. Philly has some good teams, Donovan McNabb, T.O., things like that. But, the Giants always came out on top. You know what I'm saying? So I understand the hatred. I understand the anger, but he just hates on the Giants. He's talking about how the Giants should have took Shador and the Giants are wrong to compare Jackson Dart to Josh Allen. Come on, bro. You're a professional, okay? Everybody with their eyes, they always talking about, my eyes, my eyes. That's the main thing on the facility, my eyes. You know what I mean? My eyes. And I didn't play professional football. Once again, I played basketball. My eyes. I know Josh Allen is a totally different runner from Jackson Dart. But what Brian Daboll I think he wanted to say, but he didn't express it clearly enough, is they have similar traits. They run physically. They run hard. Anybody could look at Jackson Dart and be like, no, he doesn't run like Josh Allen. Like, come on, let's not play semantics, bro. You're mad because you acting like you got skin in the game because you wanted Shador to be picked and all of that, and he's calling it a bad move by the Giants because they're a bad team and all that. Were the Giants a bad team when they was kicking Philly's ass? Were the Giants a bad team? Let's see. Last time I checked, the Giants have 4 Super Bowls. How many Philadelphia has? Philadelphia just got their second. They just got their second. So, like, come on, bro. Come on. Howie Roseman is the best fucking thing that's happened to y'all. So don't sit there and get skippy, B. You know what I mean? Like that was ridiculous. But I had to change. And then I changed. I was watching MSNBC, I think. And I turned back to Fox, and then Colin Cowherd came on. So I was just listening to that to get back on point. Sorry about the rant. And Colin Cowherd said the same thing that I was saying last night. And I also want to make one clarification. There was one draft that I mocked Shador Sanders. That was when they were talking about the Giants were going to take Travis Hunter and trade back into the first round. And I was trying to see if that was possible. And it was possible. But, that was it. I had Jackson Dart mocked to the Giants a while ago. But Colin Cowherd said, why did the Giants give up so much? And that's what I'm trying to figure out. They bet against themselves. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense. All of those teams that picked behind the Texans, including the Texans, were not taking a quarterback. And if anybody was going to take a quarterback ahead of the Giants by one pick, it was going to be Cleveland. And chances are they were either going to take Jalen Milroe because of his running ability, or they were going to take Shador Sanders. They were not going to take Jackson Dart, bro. The Giants bet against themselves, And in turn, they lost a second round pick, a third round pick, and a third round pick for next year. So, maybe I ain't crazy, because that was the first thing I said. Why are we doing this? What are we doing this for? But so I just wanted to let y'all know I ain't gonna keep y'all, because we're gonna be back on tonight. So getting ready to go out to the store and get some goodies and some vittles for tonight. And we'll be back come draft, 7 o'clock. All right. Peace.